Emotions are natural part of being human, and all of us experience range of emotions on day-to-day basis. The only problem is, if we do not manage our emotions well, then they can negatively impact our productivity, our concentration, our focus, in fact the overall well-being of life. That is why it is extremely important and critical that we learn how to manage our emotions. Let me share a few things which I do to manage my emotions, and just try out if something works for you. Number one, whenever something happens to me, I feel that it is my ability to respond in this situation will change or will determine how I am going to feel. So I would take a moment, step back and think, how should I be responding? And I always make sure that I try to respond in a positive way, which would be beneficial for me, not for anyone else, because eventually it is me who is going to deal with my emotions. Number two, if somebody hurts me, I always try to get into their shoes and understand why did they do what they did, or why did they say what they say. When I do that, it gives me perspective from their end, or their reasoning or logic, and that helps me understand probably what that could be the reason. Third thing is, I don't hold grudges, because there's no point of holding that grudge in myself and expecting them to understand it and behave or respond in a certain way. It would never happen, so there's no point, right? I might draw the boundaries, that's a separate story, but I definitely do not hold grudges against anybody. And one of the most important concept which I have recently learned is, whenever a situation goes out of my hand, or if I feel that okay, I'm going to be overwhelmed by this, or someone has hurt me, or something happened which was very unpleasant, I always remember the story of hero's journey. If you look at the hero's journey, the hero must have had a traumatic childhood, experiences which were very, very bitter, and hero thinks that okay, because I was hurt, I would make sure that no one else would ever feel this hurt ever again. However, if you look at villain's story closely, even he or she is the one who had a traumatic experiences in past, and he or she was hurt, and they have the mentality that because I was hurt, I would make sure that everyone has to pay back, or everyone else will get hurt, whoever hurts me, right? So I ask myself, am I going to follow villain's journey, or am I going to follow hero's journey? And as you know, every time that goodness from inside comes, and it always says that no matter how worse the situation is, I still want to emerge as a hero. So I would love to follow hero's journey. So this little story in my head gives me the positivity or the boost that I must follow the path of being good.